Rational numbers. Today we will discuss about rational numbers. First, we will know what is a rational number. Let us see what is rational number. At first, we define a rational number. Rational number. A number which is written in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equals to 0 is called a rational number. Okay, this is the definition of rational number. We say that a number which is written in the form of P by Q. Here, there are three conditions to identify a rational number. The first condition, number is written in the form of P by Q. This is the first condition. And second condition, P and Q are integers. And the third condition, Q is not equals to 0. When a number fulfills these three conditions, then we can say that number is a rational number. Now, we see some examples of rational number. Example 5 by 7. 5 by 7, we say that this is a rational number. Before saying is this rational or not, we identify all these three properties in the number 5 by 7. It fulfills these three conditions or not. If this number fulfills these three conditions, then we can say that 5 by 7 is rational. The first condition, key number is written in the form of P by Q. P by Q, it means generally number is written in a fractional form. Fractional form, it means number has a numerator and denominator. P stands for numerator and Q stands for denominator. In 5 by C, we see that 5 stands for P and 7 stands for Q. Here we see that first condition is fulfilled by 5 by 7. It is in the form of P by Q. The second condition, P and Q are integers. What is the second condition? P and Q are integers. We say that 5 is a positive integer, and 7 is also a positive integer. Okay, it fulfills the second condition in which it is described that numerator and denominator both are integers. So here 5 and 7 both are integers. Now third condition, q is not equals to 0. Q stands for denominator. Here we observe that in denominator there is 7 and 7 is not equals to 0. Now we see that 5 by 7 fulfills all the three conditions which make a number is rational. First, it is written in the form of p by q. Second, here p and q, numerator and denominator both are integers. And third condition, denominator is not equals to 0. Okay, now we can say that 5 by 7 is rational. We see some more examples for rational number. Suppose a number is 3 and we have to say that this is rational or not. Is 3 a rational number? So we identify all these properties. We have to observe that 3 fulfills these three conditions or not. If 3 fulfills these three conditions, then we can say that 3 is rational. Otherwise, it is not a rational number. First, we know that any number which has no any denominator, then their denominator be 1. So 3 is also written is in the form of 3 by 1. The first condition, it is written in the form of p by q. Second condition, p and q are integers. Now we say that 3 and 1 both are integers. And the third condition, q is not equals to 0. It means denominator is not equals to 0 and here denominator is 1. It is not equals to 0. So we can say that 3 is a rational number. Now we see some more examples of rational number. We take another example, 0, next one, -3, the next one, 0.5. Now we observe these are rational or not. We have already discussed about the number which has no any denominator, then their denominator be 1. So 0 can be expressed as 0 by 1. Here 0 is in the form of p by q, where p equals to 0 and q equals to 1. It fulfills the first condition, number is written in the form of p by q. Now we verify the second condition. P and Q are integers. 0 and 1 are integers, and the third condition, Q is not equals to 0. It means denominator is not equals to 0. Here denominator is 1 and it is not equals to 0. So we can say that 0 is a rational number. Same as in the case of minus 3, it is also written as minus 3 by 1. It is in the form of P by Q. Here minus 3 and 1 are integers, and Q1 is not equals to 0. So minus 3 is also a rational number. In third example, it is 0.5. At first, we can express it in the form of P by Q. 0.5 can be written as 5 by 10. Now it is in the form of P by Q. Here 5 and 10 are integers, and denominator means Q 10 is not equals to 0. We see that 0, minus 3, 0.5 all are rational numbers. Let us see more examples. And that examples are 22 by 7 and pi. We will discuss about these two examples, which of these two is rational. First, 22 by 7, it is written in the form of P by Q. Here P equals to 22 and Q equals to 7. Both are integers and Q equals to 7 is not equals to 0. It fulfills all the three conditions which make a number rational. It is in the form of P by Q. Here P 22 and Q 7 both are integers, and the denominator Q 7 is not equals to 0. So 22 by 7 is a rational number. But in the case of pi, we say that pi is not a rational number. Pi is not a rational number. Why? In the case of solving the problems related to the chapter circuit, we use pi equals to 22 by 7. We write there pi equals to 22 by 7, and here we say that 22 by 7 is rational, but pi is not a rational number. What is the reason why we say that pi is not a rational number? Because the actual value the actual value of pi is not equals to 22/7. Okay, the value of pi is rounded to 22/7. The value of pi is rounded to 22/7. 22/7 is not actual value of pi. So we say that pi is not a rational number. Here I want to say one more thing about this. In next chapter, next phase, we will read a rational number has two types of decimal representation, terminating decimal representation and non-terminating recurring decimal representation. But the decimal representation of pi is non-terminating, non-recurring, so it is not a rational number. Till now, we see several examples of rational number. We observed that 3 is a rational number, -3 is a rational number, 0 is also a rational number, 5/7 is also a rational number, 0.5 is also a rational number, 22/7 is also a rational number. What we observe in these examples, we observe that 3 is a natural number, it is also a whole number, it is also an integer, but here we classify 3 as a natural number and we can say that each natural number is rational. Here we classify 0 as a whole number, so we can say that each whole number is rational. We classified -3 as integer, then we can say that each integer is rational. We classified 5/7 as fraction, so we can say that each fraction is rational. We classified 0.5 as decimal fraction, so we can say that each decimal is rational. Okay? Now repeat again the definition of rational number. Number which is written in the form of p/q. This is the first condition to identify any number, that the number is rational or not. The first condition, number is written in the form of p/q. The second condition, p and q both should be integers. And the third condition, q, it means denominator of that number is not equals to 0. If any number fulfills these three conditions, then we can say that the number is rational. And how we identify? We have to see, we have to learn about this. Ki how we identify any number is rational or not rational. And we finally observe that ki the numbers, whatever we read, all are rationals, just like natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, fractions, decimals. All are rational numbers, and many more numbers which fulfills these three conditions. Then we can say that those numbers are rational numbers. Now, okay, thank you.